Hello, today we're going to review Eleven2 hosting. I've been using Eleven2 hosting for the past 6 months, so I'm a little familiar with them. I'm going to show you some of the things that I like and show you how things work a little bit. When you come to Eleven2 hosting's website, they do have 3 or 4 rather main items that they offer. They offer web hosting. This is for if you are going to just be hosting your own sites. They have reseller hosting, so if you're going to sell hosting to other people, they have that as well. They have dedicated servers that they can sell you. So if you have a program that you want to run in the cloud, you can do that with one of these packages. And then they also sell domain names. Now their domain names are a little bit expensive compared to other places. If you want to keep it all in one spot, you can buy domain names here, sure. Or you can just buy your domain name somewhere else and point your name servers over to Eleven2. Now the reasons that I like Eleven2, number one, it can't be understated enough, their support is fantastic. They have 3 ways that you can receive support. You can click the live chat button at the top, which opens a little chat window with people. This is available 24/7, and generally people respond to it very quickly. They also have phone support, which is available, I think, 20 hours in the day. And you can see right now this live chat window that I opened was responded to by Andrew R. within about 10 seconds. I've seen it be a little bit slower, but not much slower. I think the most I've ever had to wait is maybe 2 or 3 minutes for someone to help me, and that's even in the middle of the night. So anyway, you can call their call center. Everyone that I've talked to at any time of the day that I've called has been either in the United States or in the United Kingdom, so everybody there speaks excellent English and they're very helpful. The other way to receive support is through their ticket system. You can submit a ticket here, which I usually hate doing anywhere else, but Eleven2 actually responds to their tickets super fast. They claim to have a 20-minute average ticket response. I would very much believe that. The most I've ever waited to hear back from a ticket's about 30 minutes. So they're very quick, very helpful. Their support is fantastic. Now the speed of their websites is another thing that's awesome. You're going to see how much faster they are than services like GoDaddy when I show you how to install a WordPress site. You'll see just in how long it takes to set one up that these guys mean business with their speed. So those are the main reasons that I would definitely get Eleven2. Their hosting is, a couple bucks more expensive than some of the other third-rate companies out there, but Eleven2 isn't third-rate, they're first-rate. It's worth the extra, couple dollars a month that you pay to get the responsiveness in the support time that, like I said, really is not going to be beat. So next I'm going to show you the differences between the web hosting and the reseller hosting. Again, the web hosting is if you were going to use the hosting only for your own projects, and you can, I believe, have unlimited projects on there. The reseller hosting is if you're going to sell hosting to other people. Now there's a big difference in these two, and you definitely want to use the reseller hosting if you are going to actually be reselling their services for 2 reasons. First of all, it's in your end-user license agreement that if you are going to sell something that you are purchasing from Eleven2, that it has to be a reseller account. So I don't know what the procedure would be if you got the regular hosting and then we're selling it, but for the couple extra bucks that you pay, don't break your license agreement. Just do the right thing and get the right package for your needs. Now there is another big difference between the reseller and the web hosting, in that with your web hosting you get a cPanel for your whole hosting plan. With the reseller hosting, you get the cPanel for your stuff, as well as a WHM panel. Now the WHM panel is where you create more cPanels for the people that you sell this to. That means that everybody that you sell hosting to can have their own cPanel that's separate from you. And that's really important, because if you sell hosting to someone and they ever want to get into their DNS to make a quick DNS setting, they're not going to be able to do that unless they have access to their own cPanel. If they ever want to set up their own mails or manage their mail, you're going to have to explain to them why they can't do that themselves and why you have to do every single thing for them, which they're not going to be happy about paying you for, and you're not going to be happy about doing for free. So just get the reseller hosting, set them up with cPanels from the get-go, and you don't have any of those issues at that point. Now I'm going to show you guys the difference between setting up a WordPress site install on the regular web hosting versus the reseller hosting, so that you can see. One thing that I did find confusing when I got started with Eleven2 is figuring out the difference between the cPanel and the WHM and how to set up hosting packages for my clients. Now there is a ton of video tutorials that they have. If you click on support and then video tutorials, you can see they currently have 919 video tutorials, which is total overkill. And one, I guess, complaint about them I would have is that coming in here, I can't really find the tutorials that I wanted. So I did have to have somebody walk me through it, but they were very nice about walking me through it, and so that's not a problem. If you feel like digging through 919 video tutorials to find the one that you want, go for it. They have tons in here. But otherwise, just stick around and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so first we're going to show you how to set up a website under your web hosting account. So this is a website for something that's under your personal hosting plan. To do that, you go to Eleven2's website, type in your username and password. It's going to log you into what they call the Eleven2 brain. It's your dashboard where you can submit tickets, you can see all your domain names and your reseller accounts. This is your personal account management screen. Now when you're in here on the dashboard panel, the first screen that comes up when you log in, you're going to see one or two buttons. If you just have a regular hosting account, you're going to see this button here that says cPanel. If you have a reseller's account, you're going to see cPanel and WHM login. So for your personal account, we're going to go to your cPanel login, which is going to take us right to your cPanel. Now I already have a WordPress site installed on my main domain, so first I'm going to set up a subdomain under epicdesignlabs.com. If you're setting this up on your main domain, then this is something that you can just skip. Okay, so I'm going to go to I went to subdomains here under domains in the cPanel, and I'm going to click on, let's see, what's the name for a subdomain? Sample subdomain .epicdesignlabs.com. So that's the domain that we're going to use to install a WordPress account. Give it just a second here for them to create the subdomain in the back end. Okay, you can see that it was created. I didn't pause the video, so that was real time. Next, we're going to go back into the cPanel by clicking on Home. I know there's a lot of stuff in here, and you can see that their cPanel is super full featured. I guess while we're looking at this, there are a couple things in here that I have seen missing from lesser hosting accounts cPanels, one of which is the advanced DNS zone editor. I've seen a lot of hosting places disable the ability to get to that. That bugs me a lot because I'm able to configure my own DNS settings, so they should just give me access to that. You can see that they have a lot of mail features. And then they do have a very full Softaculous installer with tons and tons of stuff in here. It's got a lot more programs that you can install than just what's showing here once you get into Softaculous. I've seen other hosting accounts actually charge you extra to get Softaculous as an upgrade to your cPanel, which is just silly. So Softaculous is awesome. To install WordPress, all you do is click on WordPress. It takes you into the Softaculous launcher. Okay, so it says you currently have some installations, which if you haven't installed any, you're not going to have this. All you're going to do is click install at the top, and it's asking you, okay, which domain do you want to install this on? So I'm going to install it on the subdomain that we just put in here, sample subdomain.epicdesignlabs.com. The next thing that it asks you is, what directory do you want to put this in? So if you leave this by default, it's going to put it in the directory WP. So the address of your WordPress site will be sample subdomain.epicdesignlabs.com/WP. in this situation. I don't want the subfolder, so I'm going to just delete that out, and now it's going to install it on the main domain. You can leave your database name and your table prefix the same. You can set your site name and site description now, or you can do that later in the WordPress admin panel. You can go ahead and set up a username and password for your admin user on WordPress, and go ahead and type in your email address, and it will email you the details when it gets all set up. And then all you have to do is click install. And you're going to see here how fast it is to install this using the Softaculous. Well, I guess I need to scroll up. You can see it's cranking. I have the timer going. That was 9 seconds. 9-second install on this. Now, I was previously on GoDaddy. GoDaddy was about 10 minutes to install it. Plus, if you had to create a subdomain or something like that, anything with a DNS, you're usually waiting another 10 or 15 minutes on that. And so what I was finding is that a lot of times when I went to create a WordPress account, it would be half an hour before I could actually click on it and get into it. Whereas with this, you can see 10 seconds later, it's up and available for me. which is fantastic. 11.2 is very nice, and that's how you set up a WordPress account on the single host license. Okay, now we're going to show you how to create a cPanel for your hosted accounts that you've sold under your reseller hosting package under 11.2. So it just has a couple extra steps over creating a regular WordPress account in your cPanel. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Okay, again, once you get to this brain area, you have two different spots here. You have the cPanel and you have your WHM. So your cPanel is for the stuff that is on your personal domain, which in my case is epicdesignlabs.com. Your WHM is where you go to manage your reseller stuff. So you go ahead and click log into that. That takes you to this panel, which has just tons and tons of buttons. You can see. Now the main stuff is right here on the front spot, or you can find it in the left. There's two buttons that are super important for you to create hosting for other people. They are account functions and account information. Now you can set up packages which you can limit people to, saying that you have this cPanel and you can have X amount of data transfer a month and X number of emails and all that stuff. I haven't set those up or used those so far, but you can read the documentation 11.2 to learn how to make those limits and packages. So for now, I'm just going to show you the basic, easy way to do this. So you go to account functions, you're going to say create new account. That comes up. Okay, now we're going to type in the domain name that we're going to set this up for. So we're going to do sample WHM cPanel.epicdesignlabs.com. It's going to create a username, and this just needs to be unique between this and any other cPanel that you've created. Go ahead and type in a password. I don't really take the time to remember these passwords because I don't ever need to use the username and password to log into that. But you can also use that, I think, to access your FTP and whatnot. Type in your email address. Now if you had set up packages, this would be where you're picking those packages that are going to limit what people can get in their hosting package, like I said. Everything else I pretty much leave as default, and then just click create. It's going to take, I don't know, 15 seconds here, and it'll have their cPanel all created. I'm going to let this roll while you guys see exactly how long it takes. Alright, so that was pretty quick, I think that was about 10 seconds. You can see it gives you some information about everything that was done. Next is to log into their cPanel. What you're going to do is you're going to go back to the home page, you're going to click on account information, and then you're going to click on list accounts, and what that's going to show you is all of the cPanels that you've created, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so I opened up my list accounts. I just did a search for the domain name that we had just done, so it shows you only that domain name instead of showing you all the domains that I have set up. But long story short is if you've set up multiple domains, you're going to see a whole big long list here which you can search through or just scroll through either way. So it's going to show you the domain name, the IP address that's associated with it, so you can point your DNS servers over here. You have your admin email, your username, all that stuff. This is all you need right here, the little cPanel button. So you click on there, and that actually launches the cPanel for that domain. How easy is that? So that's how I get into every single cPanel without having to remember a million passwords. Okay, so now I'm logged into this cPanel, which is at sample.whmcPanel at epicdesignlabs.com currently. You can see they can set up emails and everything right here. Now to set up WordPress, all you have to do is click the WordPress button in the Softaculous installer. Click install. It's going to ask you what domain you want to install it in. I go ahead and delete out this directory so it installs it in the main directory. Leave all this stuff blank or default. Type in your email address there at the bottom. You can put an admin and password in if you like. And that's going to be your WordPress admin and password, and then just click install. And you'll see about 5 to 10 seconds later this thing will be all complete and your website will be ready to go. So there you go. We just installed not only a cPanel but also WordPress for this domain name, which is samplewhmcPanel.epicdesignlabs.com. in all of about 30 seconds. That is blazingly fast. I've never found another host that can do it that quick, and it's a huge time saver for me. I don't have time to waste. So highly recommend 11.2 for hosting. You can click the link below to sign up for them. Thanks for the review. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and click like, and then click the link below to sign up for our newsletter, where we'll send you guides, reviews, and how-tos directly to you, as well as our free guide on how to make money with your WordPress site.